Hey everyone, and welcome back to On Coffee. As always, I'm your host Vahe. Today's guest is Dr. Panod Sainaptip, a postdoctoral research fellow at Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in Boston. Dr. Panod is from Thailand and focuses on translational oncology research, and his journey has taken him from Thailand to some of the top institutions in the US. Panod, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you so much, Vaha, for inviting me for this opportunity.
Thank you for joining me. So let's start with a simple question. How do you take your coffee, or do you prefer something else to kickstart your day?
Yeah, actually, I'm not a kind of coffee person. My wife actually love coffee, but not me. So I'm kind of tea person. I prefer a cup of tea instead of coffee to start my day. But sometimes, when I need some strong caffeine for like a night shift, I need a coffee.
Yeah, that's great. It is also a good choice. And when I'm getting ready for our podcast, I'm researching the coffee culture of the guest countries. And when I was researching Thailand's coffee culture, I found out that in Thailand you have a special iced coffee that Thai people call Oi Lang. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct or not. It's from
Yeah, it's Orient. Yeah, almost there. Orient. Yeah.
It's made up from grounded coffee, brown sugar, and various grains, and seeds like cardamom, soybeans, rice, and corn. And it has a smoky aroma from the high roasted grains and seeds. And I wanted to ask you whether you like it or not, but I already you don't like coffee.
I mean, I didn't hate coffee, but I'm like not a coffee person, but I like Orient too. I mean, sometimes it's refreshing. I mean, I like kind of, dark coffee, and yeah, that's kind of help me wait throughout my day.
Let's go back to oncology. Your path to oncology started in Thailand. Can you share what initially sparked your interest in oncology and what your medical journey was like in Thailand?
Yeah, so I think in Thailand, we are based like in the UK system. So um, after you finish your high school, you go directly into medical school and study for 6 years. Not like in the US that you have to have like a college degree and then you apply. So for me, I think I like internal medicine, when I was in the fourth year, and you know, a lot of my relatives, and I have a patient who have like a cancer, like solid cancer. My grandma has a bladder cancer, and I always fascinated how my professor or teacher treat cancer patient, how they take care of the patient, and a lot of new innovation coming out for treating this kind of disease. I really interested in innovation and research for this field. So that sparked me, I think, when I was like in fifth year. And then, after that, I applied for, residency and go into oncology world.
Yeah, that's great. So, when you moved to Boston, what were some of the biggest challenges and cultural shifts you encountered in transitioning from Thailand's healthcare system to the US?
Yeah, sure. That's like a very good question. So I have to say, my work here as a postdoctoral fellow. So I work only with the, bench research, doing a lot of translation research. I visit, clinic with my supervisors like once a week, but I do not treat cancer patients here. So it's a lot different. When I was back in Thailand, I see cancer patients like for weeks, and I have like 20 patients per day. So now when I came here, I do not see patients anymore, which I kind of miss how the clinical practice. But I learned a lot of new things, and the reason why I'm here, so I am a faculty in Chulalongkorn University, and also in Department of Pharmacology, and there is like a lab doing translational work in pharmacology. We have this organoid technology that we can harvest from patient and grow it and do a drug testing. So my head of department in Thailand want me to learn more on doing such a translational research, and I was lucky to be accepted here to work. But as you said, the major difference is like I just shift from the clinical practice and doing this translation research, which I have to say I don't have a lot of background, since in Thailand we just go from high school to the medical school, and we do not have a lot of research, like this like batch experience. So I have to like start from the ground up, and that's kind of a shock for me at first, like in the first 6 months. But luckily, people here, they are very kind, very helpful for me.
Yeah, it can be very difficult from starting a new thing that you never have done in your life. At the beginning, it can be very challenging, but during the time you are getting used to it, and every day you are better than yesterday. And I hope you're gonna succeed also in translational research. I wanted to ask, do you miss the clinical part? But you already mentioned it in your speech, and I think oncology is one of the greatest fields in a way that it allows you to do both clinical research and not clinical research, both research and to work in clinic. That is very interesting, and if you are tired from clinic, you can do your research, and if you are tired from research, you can turn back to clinic, and it's very nice. So ASCO has a significant impact on you. You started your ASCO experience with your involvement in the VMP program with Dr. Parikh, and later received the IDEA ASCO award. How did these experiences shape your perspective on oncology and research?
Yeah, so thank you for that question. That's a very big question. And I think that, shaped a lot of my career path. So first, I would like to thank, Thai Society of Clinical Oncology that, they advertise there's like a opportunity for us to apply for, both, IDEA and ASCO virtual mentorship program. I first start with I haven't never been to ASCO before, and Thailand is very far from the US. When I came here, it took almost a day, 12-hour flight, and then transit, and then another 10-hour flight to stop at here in Boston. And I've been to US, but I haven't never been to ASCO before. And in Thailand, we have like a yearly conference, and sometimes they invite a person who have been to ASCO and talk about how it was and what they inspire me. That inspired me, and thanks to my best friend Tan Wimon, who was an oncology fellow in the same year as me. So we both apply for this ASCO virtual mentorship program, and at first, my first mentor, they cannot. I didn't get any reply from them. So the ASCO changed me to match with my peer Tamimon, and also have Dr. Parikh as our co-mentor. And she is very, very good. She was amazing. She done such a great job. We have like a monthly meeting, and we learn how oncology work in the US. And I always inspire how the drugs were discovered, and how the new technology like cell-free DNA, which she was working on, how was the lab is like work, and how they translate into patient, and improve clinical care and quality of life of our patients. So that's monthly meeting. We talk a lot, and she inspired me to apply for IDS or another year. And actually that year, because we were her mentees, so we went to ASCO for the first time together, our own budget, like, oh, we have to go this year. We have to meet her. And finally, we meet Professor Parikh, and it was a huge conference, in ASCO. And there's a lot going on, the poster session, the the exhibitor halls, and after that, actually that year, I met my PI, Dr. Andy, who is working in Dana-Farber. Yeah, I think it's I remember correctly. I met him here. He has a talk on pancreatic cancer and RAS inhibitor. Yeah, and that's just a good chance for me to like meet him in person. And I think Dr. Parikh, helped me to let me email him and talk about what my plan on doing a research fellow here in the US in translational lab. And he is such a very nice person, very nice professor. And we talked a little bit, and then I got back, and then I applied for the ASCO. At through my mentor in Thailand also, who Professor Nayarat, who was my teacher at my oncology fellow training. He helped me, like wrote a recommendation letter and helped me guide me a lot, throughout my fellowship journey. Even though I, finished the fellowship already, but he was a former IDEA recipient also, and he was very nice and helping me.
That was such an interesting story, and it's very great that you have people in your life who are always guiding you through the process and helping you to reach something. That's really nice. You're also involved with the ASCO Global Oncology Community of Practice, which aims to bring together professionals from around the world to discuss challenges in cancer care. Can you tell us about this initiative and the upcoming event at the ASCO annual meeting?
Yeah, sure. Actually, this initiative is like from Professor Parikh herself, and I was lucky she was invited me to join. I think last year I went to the ASCO conference, and we have this ASCO oncology community of practice of global oncology. We have our session on Friday. I think it's 3 p.m. We invite a lot of oncologists and healthcare professionals who very interested in global oncology, how to leverage the treatment around the world to be better, and how can we help each other. I'm taking part of the research section, which if anyone interested, you can contact me. And last year we invite a professor from India who are doing a lot of work in modifying dose, like for immunotherapy or targeted therapy that can be actually very useful for the patients. Is the drug is very expensive, and sometimes reimbursement system is very hard for patients to access this kind of drugs. And I think there's like a ongoing research. I think globally, I just talked to one of the Professor Daniel. He went to AACR and talk about this issue also about how to adapt the dose of immunotherapy, and which can impact a lot in cancer patients such as like melanoma. And we have a good time, discussing, and connecting each other, and throughout ASCO. So that was a really a good chance to be in that group, and you can access it in ASCO website. There's like a discussion board that we update a lot. Yeah.
That's a very great initiative. It's very important what you're doing, connecting global oncologists and trying to do more. And I wanted to ask how young oncologists can contribute to global oncology like you are doing it right now.
I think since we are open to all young oncology in the page of I think I can drop the link, but there's a page in ASCO community of practice, and we use that discussion board as the main website for any oncologists who are very interested in global oncology, to join the group, and you can initiate some idea. we have like a webinar that maybe every 2 or 3 months that invite everyone who interested to share the idea also, and we try to cooperate with ASCO to bring out those ideas into reality. But right now we just started from last year. But yeah, like last year we invite one of young oncologists to share, her experience in her oncology journey, like what you are doing right now in our session, and it was very inspiring. She talked about, uh, how she managed to, get what she can help her patient by she, go uh, have more education and coming back to her home country and improve the healthcare system, and that was very nice.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I hope our listeners, after watching this episode, will inspired by you and will reach out to you and participate in discussions in ASCO page and try to change the field of global oncology.
Sure.
Panod, your research has also focused on Dato-DXt, a drug with promising potential in oncology, especially in the field of breast cancer. Could you tell more about your project on Dato-DXt?
Yeah, sure. I think I could tell since I have presented in the AACR this month already. So I have a great opportunities to work with the lab. So Andy, the PI of this lab, we are focusing on pancreatic cancer. As you know, pancreatic cancer is a very devastating disease, very low survival rate, and, going to become leading cause of cancer-related death in 10 or 20 years. And even though we have like a RAS inhibitor right now, there's a very good response actually, but the resistance also emerges. And one of my supervisor, Dr. Hashabat, I think he's such a very nice mentor to me, and I got this project to work on Dato-DXd. As you said, it's worked really well in breast cancer, but we want to know, since TROP2, the antigen presented on epithelial cell, we found that it present a lot on pancreatic cancer also. And we want to know if this drug will work, or what is the signature that improve the sensitivity and efficacy of this drug to pancreatic cancer patients. So I use in vitro model to identify the signature. So I have at least, I think, 26 cell lines, and I have done some organoid drug testing also around 14. And we see a very sensitivities to this drug. And what we know right now, if you don't have, like, your cell line don't have a TROP2 expression, the drug is not working. It's necessary to have a TROP2 expression. I went to the conference and I saw something like this in other solid cancer also, like ovarian cancer from the AACR, so that I could talk. And right now we are trying to analyze this group of sensitive and resistant to see maybe there's some gene signature that show up, and there may be some mechanistic explanation on why this drug work in this group and doesn't work in another group. And this is what I learned from here, and this applies to all other drugs also, like RAS inhibitor and other drugs. And I think it's a very good opportunity here to learn how they translate, this approved in one disease drug and try to use in other disease, and also maybe improve in more than one disease. And I have also, auditing a class of drug discovery, which, the environment here in Boston, there are a lot of startup company, and my PI here work with a lot of company that have a molecule that can be translated into the treatment, which, opening my eyes on how is they work and how they can cooperate into eventually in clinical trial, and then improve the efficacy of the treatment of the patients.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. Good luck with your research. I wanted to ask, so you're doing translational research, and have you noticed any changes in your everyday behavior, how you approach like everyday problems after doing translational research? Is there any changes, or you haven't noticed anything?
I might think more scientifically, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I admire, uh, people who do science. It's very complicated, I have to say. And you need a lot of evidence to prove one things. And eventually it become a, guideline of treatment in the clinic that we oncologists use. But I really admire how, people, working collaboratively. So in my group, as I said, we focus on pancreatic cancer, and my PI, he focused on RAS inhibitor. But we have this like a Monday meeting that we have like a joint meeting with many labs in Dana-Farber. There are Dr. William Friedman, who work on immunology. His group is working a lot in, T cell receptor and maybe cell therapy in pancreatic cancer. And we also have Dr. Jonathan Novak and Brian Rubin, who work more on clinical side. And Jonathan, he is a pathologist, so he work a lot on immunofluorescence and translate, FFPE specimen. And we have a presentation every Monday, and we rotate our lab member to present, and we have a very collaborative discussion. And I think like for pancreatic cancer, we also have our special AACR conference dedicated only for pancreatic cancer. If any one of you want to join in Boston this year, I think around end of September this year. Yeah. And they also have a very collaborative environment. A lot of people who want to cure pancreatic cancers come and present their work in the meeting, and there's a lot of talk, and yeah, it was very good.
Thank you for sharing. Let's move from oncology and research to something more to your personal life. You have lived and worked in both Thailand and Boston. How do you compare life in these two places, because they are completely different? What are the difference between these two?
First of all, I have to say I miss Thailand a lot. I mean, my wife, so we came here together with my daughter. At that time, she's 2.5, almost 3 years old. And with my wife, which I'm so lucky that we can brought, our families together. And Thailand is such a beautiful place, we actually just, bought our new house before I came here. So it is empty right now. And my wife really miss the house there. And I think I told you that I'm a little bit into, gardening, because, we have to find, plant new trees in the house. And yeah, so first of all, I think Thailand is a very beautiful country, and I invite a lot of you, if you're interested, to come and visit us. We have like a beautiful beach, the weather is warm, sometimes too hot, I have to say. But there's like a mountain also in the northern part of Thailand. And yeah, back in Thailand, I also teach medical student there. And I think, I have a family there. So, and Thai food is delicious. And, people are nice. And yeah, but, when I shipped to Boston, I got a grant actually from my university to work here and study here. And at first, it's my first time in Boston now, so I never been here before. And the city is amazing. It's beautiful, and all the 4 seasons, the fall, when autumns came, the leaves changed the color. I never experienced that, and it was very nice also. And people here, they are kind and are helpful, especially in the lab. So, but as I said, I do not do work in any clinic here. So that's one of the different. And I think, yeah, and working, I I take a lot of time to adapt myself to working on bench, pipetting, all the stuff, learning how to do the protocol. But it's good to learn a new thing that I have never learned. Then eventually I can go back to Thailand and establish something there.
Yeah, it can be very difficult to move from one country to another.
Yeah, definitely.
In your case, it's two completely different countries. Thailand with its tropical weather, with its rains, with its forests, and moving to Boston, it's completely different. But I'm happy you have your wife and daughter by your side, and they can help you a lot through your studies. So you enjoy playing tennis also. Actually, when you have time, what do you enjoy most about the game, and how do you balance it with your busy research schedule?
I haven't played tennis here in Boston. I try, a new thing like ice skating because I don't have a and also, snowboarding here in Boston. Since Thailand we don't have any snow. I like to play tennis. Once I was in medical school, I ran in the tournament also, but I'm not very good at tennis. I love Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer. Yeah, they're great. And but here I didn't bring my own racket, and they kind of like. Have you heard of the? But yeah, I would love to try that too. But I brought my daughter to ice skating, and she loved that. So every winter we went to ice skating, and at first I thought she gonna scare, but she just go by herself and say like, "Don't touch me. I want to play it by myself." And then I went to play snowboarding, which is kind of fun. I went with my friends here, and I fell a lot, but it's kind of very fun and challenging sport. Yeah, so it's a good experience, new experience for me.
Yeah, it's always nice to try new things. In your case, skating and snowboarding. It's sounds really interesting. And you're also spending a lot of time with your daughter. You're taking her to gymnastic classes and going to library to bring books for her, which I found very lovely. So I wanted to ask, how has fatherhood changed your approach to balancing work and life?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question. You know, because sometimes when I um came home, she needs me. She's just like, oh, you have to sit with me and do some play something with me. Yeah, like so. I think I try, I try to prioritize for me myself. I try to prioritize my family first. So I try to finish my work in the workplace, which I think here in Boston they are really and understand and flexible. Like they really prioritize family, and when I go back, I try to help my wife, taking care. And, we just had like a newborn baby. Uh, yeah, he was like just 3 months old now. And yeah, we have a good time. Yeah, actually, when you have like a newborn, first 2 to 3 months is kind of rough. You have to wake up. That's a time that you need the coffee, like woke up at 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. and then you have to go to work in the morning. Yeah. But I think, for myself, I try to prioritize my families, what my family needs. come first. Like when I have to, take them to hospital, I can tell, my PI here, and he's very nice and flexible, all the coworker here, and we have to, arrange the time uh, accordingly. And I think I put that first, and I think, lately I more into doing meditation, to make your mood like stable, since you have like a stress from work and a baby to take care of. I find that doing some like meditation in the morning really help yourself boosting mood and your self esteem, and to control all the thing you can control all the things that, so you can let go all the things that you cannot control, and you can control what are in your grasp, and that helped me a lot. And I think you know also talking to your supervisor what you can do and what may be not feasible. I actually just talked to my supervisor about another experiment, and then you think, yeah, I'm right. I can just focus on this thing, and the further experiment I can just read, and then you have someone to help is this experiment. So you have to have like a your mindfulness and have a courage to talk with your supervisor to arrange what you can do, and eventually you can finish the project and not hurt your family or yourself too much.
Thank you for sharing. That was very interesting. I find finding a balance between work and life is very important, and I'm so happy that you reached the point when you prioritize your family, your mental health, your general health over work. It's very important.
It seems that I'm very happy, but going through the postdoc, or I even see like going through the PhD is challenging. It is not that easy, and I admire everyone who go through all the PhD and all the training, and sometimes you have to adapt yourself, yeah, and it's not all that accomplishment will come in one day. You have to steadily adapt and change, and I think what I learned is if you have an opportunities, you just and if it's right for you, this opportunity you is not it's worth to try. And like audit. I think I have audit a lot of classes here, which I interest, like the course about drug discovery, course about how to bench to business research or bootcamp program. You can try to email professor and then save your interest, and then most of them will accept you, right? And it's a good chance that you have this opportunity, and you can try and apply. And I have to say, it's not a smooth path, like coming here, applying, first from ASCO VM virtual mentor program, and then not sure they are going to accept or not. And being here in Boston, even though it look amazing, but you have to pass a lot of tests that can challenge your body and mind. And but that, I think that is life, and I empower everyone of you going through this.
Thank you so much for sharing. And as we conclude, what advice would you give to young oncologists, especially those feeling overwhelmed by the demands of clinical work and research?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. I think, as I said, I think you have to find a balance for yourself, like what you love the most. My supervisor, he liked, to do all the research. Sometimes on Saturday and Sunday, he's still working on the research, but that's what he like. And what I learned is you have to adapt it to your environment also. Like in Thailand, sometimes I think like to collaborate with new biotech, it's not gonna be easy, like not like here. So I have to think of a way on how to make it suitable for my own environment when I go back. And for young oncologists also, I think there is many opportunities in this world. You can like go to us like ASCO Global Oncology community of practice. There's like a very nice people who want to share. Also ESMO, there's like a mentorship program also that you can connect, and also there's like a young oncology lounge. In Asia we have like ESMO Asia, JASMO in Japan, KSMO in Korea. There's like a way to connect. And when I go to this kind of conference, I always go to like one-on-one session or small group session that you can connect with each other and do what you want to do. Like last time I went to AACR, I have a connect with Professor Daniel who work on the adjusting the dose of the drug that maybe can impact a lot of patients in Thailand, and we're still working on that right now. And I think sometimes the world throws something to you and you don't have to accept all of it. You can try to select, and it's because it's your and you can control what you want to do. But if sometimes it's you pass something hard, and then eventually try to adapt, and I think and don't let go of the opportunities in front of you.
Great advice. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure hearing about your journey and the exciting work you are doing in oncology. And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for more stories from inspiring oncologists. And as always, keep the coffee brewing. So subscribe to OncoDaily TV, and in the comments, write who would you like to see in our next episode. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Thank you so much for having me.